If you feel stuck, lost, or like everybody else has their life together, this video is for you because you probably feel like that you have no confidence right now. And at the end of the day, confidence doesn't come from pretending you're great. It comes from proving to yourself that you can be and showing up for yourself every single day. So in this video, I'm going to explain how you can build confidence when you have none. We're going to kind of take a three-step approach here. And coming from somebody who struggled a lot with confidence, especially when I was in my early 20s, I feel like I am a lot more confident now. And there's always things I can be improving on and building more confidence in, but I can explain at least how to, get yourself to a good spot to where you go from having no confidence to at least having a little bit. So jumping right into the video here, the first thing that I think you should do to build confidence when you have none is find something that you're interested in. Confidence comes from action. It doesn't come from thinking. It doesn't come from analysis paralysis. It comes from finding anything that could spark your curiosity, whether that's fitness and lifting weights, maybe it's cardio and you like running. It could be a hobby like photography or hiking, or maybe it's coding or investing or cooking. It really does not matter. Just try to find one thing that sparks your curiosity. And what I want you to do is I want you to try to start doing it. So let's say it's something like fitness and you want to get better at running. You have an interest in being a good runner. Just start out with maybe just going and running a mile. Try to just run nonstop for 1 mile. And it's okay if you run a 15-minute mile or an 18-minute mile. The goal is not to be amazing at it. The goal is just to start doing it. And when you take that first step, you're going to be basically teaching your brain that, hey, I can learn, I can grow, and I can try. Like, think about somebody like David Goggins or Arnold Schwarzenegger. Do you think the first time that they worked out that they were just in great shape and they were, completely ripped? No, that is not the case at all. They showed up every single day and they worked really hard to get there. And every time you follow through on these things, even if it's small, it's going to rewire your identity. You don't become confident by saying I'm a runner or I'm an investor. You become confident by running even once and then again the next day, or investing once and then maybe again the next week. And the first step always feels uncomfortable for everyone. But what separates confident people from everyone else is that they move and they show up anyways. And one personal example I have of this is when I graduated college in May of 2020. It was right after the COVID crash, and I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to do really well for myself financially, but I hadn't been investing yet. And so basically the first couple of months, I tried to start investing, but I was going down all these dumb rabbit holes, and I had to learn a lot along the way. I mean, basically from March through May of 2020, I was just trading options, basically wasting money. And then May and June, I was just buying these high yield dividend stocks, or I was trying to day trade. And at the end of the day, I was just chasing fast money, which did not work out. And by July of 2020, I finally found a groove where I started to invest in long-term stocks that do really well financially. And this is where my wealth building journey started. And on top of this, I wasn't investing a lot of money. I'm literally talking about $10 here, $25 here, $50 here. And so just taking the first step and starting is the best thing you can do to begin building confidence in something. There's no way somebody that has been working out for 10 years is not confident in their ability to work out. You know what I mean? Like, if you do something very consistently, you're going to get better at it over time. And it's okay if you're not good starting out. Nobody is going to be perfect when they start out doing anything. And so the first tip here is to find something you're interested in and start taking the first step. Even if it's a very small step, just try to show up for yourself. The second tip I would actually say is to start either a gratitude or maybe a pride journal. And I know this sounds really weird, but a lot of people focus on what is missing, what they don't have, what they didn't do, what they're missing out on, or how they're behind other people. They're constantly focused on what is not going on or what they don't have. And if you have a gratitude or a pride journal, this can shift to focus on what is going right in your life. So what I want you to do is go to Walmart, buy a composition book. They're like $1 or $2 each. Just buy 1 or 2 of them if you have to. And every single day, write down 3 things that you're either grateful for or proud of. And it could be a mix of both. Maybe you're grateful for 2 things and proud of 1, and it could be anything, very small or very big. You could say, I'm grateful that I got out of bed early today. You could say, I'm grateful I made my bed today, or I'm proud that I made my bed today. You could say small things like, oh, I'm grateful that my friends and family are healthy, or I'm proud that I went for a walk today and I actually got outside. Again, these can be very, very small things. If you can't think of anything, try to just think of the smallest thing. Like, I'm grateful that I cooked for myself today. Even if it's not the best meal in the world, it's better than not doing anything. Try to find small little things that you're grateful for, or things that you're doing well for yourself and that you could find some pride in. And over time, as you build this repetition, it's going to build emotional awareness and self-worth. self-worth. And when you constantly remind yourself of what's good, your confidence stops depending on external validation and it then becomes internalized. You start realizing, hey, I'm doing better than I think. And before you know it, I've been walking outside 3 or 4 days a week. I've been cooking for myself 3 or 4 days a week. I'm getting more sunlight. Maybe I'm interacting with friends a little bit more than I was before. Like little things that you can be grateful for or find a little bit of pride in each day. It's going to give you these little wins that stack up over time. So that is the second tip, is to actually start journaling. I know for a lot of people, they're very hesitant to do this, but it can provide a lot of value, especially when you have no confidence and you just feel like nothing is going for you. Finding little wins in your day that you're grateful for or prideful in is going to help build that confidence slowly but steadily. And then the third and final thing, this is what I've personally found that helps for me at least, and hopefully it could help for you, but try to start tracking something that shows progress. I believe that confidence grows fastest when you can see improvement. So try to pick something measurable, whether it's running, saving money, reading, hitting the gym, and track it. Like I said before, let's say you want to get into running. Let's say that you run a mile in 15 minutes. Next time, try to run a mile in 14 minutes and 40 seconds. And then maybe after that, run it in 14:30. Or maybe it's money. You want to get better at saving or investing. If you can save $25 this week, do it again next week. And before you know it, you're going to have $100 saved. The key is visible progress here. It's not perfection. And again, you could either go back to the composition book and you could journal this and write it down, or you can make a Gmail and go into Google Sheets and track it online. If you can start stacking small wins, suddenly your brain will see evidence that you can change your life. And before you know it, you'll look months in the rears and you'll go, oh, hey, I was only benching 90 pounds when I first started. Now I'm benching 135. Or I was running a 15-minute mile. Now I'm running a 10-minute mile or an 8-minute mile, whatever that may look like for you. But really just building up those small wins and seeing progress over time will show that, hey, I'm doing well. Even if I don't see it day in and day out, I'm tracking my progress and I can see that over time I am improving and I am getting better as a person, which is going to make you feel really good about yourself. Tracking evidence will help you turn this confidence into belief. And belief is what confidence really is. It's about just owning who you are, the good, the bad, and the ugly, but really just knowing this is who I am, take it or leave it. And the more that you can measure your own growth, the less that you're going to compare yourself to anyone else. I remember when I first started lifting weights in high school, I used to go with one of my buddies and he had been lifting for a couple years at this point. So he was way stronger than me. And at first I remember thinking like, damn, he is way stronger than me. Every time we're going to bench, he throws a plate on and I'm throwing 10s on. Like this is humbling, And again, I'm like 15 or 16 at this point, but before I know it, it's like, okay, I went from throwing 10s on to throwing 25s. And then before I knew it after that, I was throwing a plate on and then more and then more and then more. And so kind of like working out, or whether it's running or investing or whatever it may be, try to just focus on yourself and tracking your own progress, because it's going to help you not compare yourself to other people. And when you're constantly comparing yourself to other people, it is hard to feel good about yourself, because the reality is there's always going to be somebody that's better than you at something. You may think you're the strongest person in the gym. Well, guess what? There's probably somebody stronger. You may think you're the fastest person in your friend group. There might be somebody quicker, or there might be somebody smarter or funnier, or whatever it may be. So try to focus on just improving yourself and finding little areas in your life that you can consistently be winning at. So those are kind of the three main things I would recommend here. And one bonus thing I wanted to mention is that you're never going to feel 100% ready. Confidence, it's built through action. It's not the other way around. Every confident person you look up to once started out nervous, they started out broke, or they started out unsure. They didn't start out at a very high level. They slowly built it up over time. But the difference is that they started anyways. The fastest way to build confidence is to keep promises to yourself and show up for yourself every single day, because every time you do, your self-trust is going to compound. So at the end of the day, confidence, it's not magic, and you're not going to be confident all the time 24/7, but it is built through consistent small wins, gratitude, and proof of progress. You don't have to be fearless. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to start, because once you start stacking these small wins, your life will start to feel different, and so do you. So that is it for me. That is how you can build confidence when you have none. Again, these are just my opinions on this, but this is what I have found that can really help out long term. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like down below, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.